My friends, I speak to you today about greatness, not the greatness that is born from privilege, not the greatness that comes from fortunate circumstances, not the greatness that is inherited or bestowed or simply stumbled upon. I speak of the greatness that is forged in fire, the greatness that emerges when everything is at stake, the greatness that reveals itself only in the darkest hour. This was their finest hour. I spoke these words in June of 1940 as France fell and Britain prepared to stand alone against tyranny. I spoke them not because our situation was good, but because it was terrible. I spoke them not because victory was certain, but because defeat seemed inevitable. I spoke them because I understood something fundamental about human nature. We are never greater than when we are tested. We never shine brighter than when darkness surrounds us. We never discover what we are truly capable of until circumstances demand everything we have. Your finest hour is not behind you. It is not some golden moment from your youth that you can never reclaim. Your finest hour is waiting for you. It is waiting in the challenge you are currently avoiding. It is hiding in the fear you refuse to face. It is dormant in the potential you have not yet unleashed, but it will not come to you. You must go to it. You must walk directly into the fire that terrifies you. You must face the giant that haunts your dreams. You must attempt the thing that everyone says is impossible. Only then will you discover what you are made of. Let me tell you what I have learned about finest hours. They never arrive when you are ready. They never wait until you feel prepared. They crash into your life like a bomb through a roof. They shatter your plans. They destroy your comfort. They demand an immediate response. And in that moment you have a choice. You can shrink from the challenge. You can make excuses. You can explain all the reasons why you are not qualified, not ready, not capable, or you can rise. You can step forward. You can say, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? In 1940, Britain was not ready for war. We had spent years avoiding conflict, hoping that peace could be maintained through negotiation. We had allowed our military to decline. We had ignored the warnings, and then the storm came crashing down upon us with devastating force. In that moment we had to become what the moment required. We had to find strength we did not know we possessed. We had to summon courage from reserves we did not know existed. We had to become worthy of our survival. This is what your challenges are doing for you right now. They are not punishing you. They are not proof that you have failed or that life is unfair. They are invitations. They are calling you to become something more than you currently are. They are demanding that you grow, that you evolve, that you transform from who you have been into who you must become. Every person who has ever achieved anything significant has faced this moment. Lincoln had his Civil War. Gandhi had his struggle for independence. Mandela had his decades in prison. Each of them could have quit. Each of them had every reason to surrender. Each of them faced odds that would have broken lesser souls. But they did not quit. They did not surrender. They did not break. Instead, they became immortal, not because they were superhuman, but because they were willing to meet the moment. They were willing to pay the price that greatness demands. Now I must address a dangerous myth, the myth that says your finest hour must be some grand, public, historically significant moment. This is nonsense. Your finest hour may never appear in any history book. It may never be witnessed by anyone but you. It may be the hour you choose sobriety over addiction when no one is watching. It may be the hour you choose honesty over profit when lying would be easier. It may be the hour you choose to start that business everyone says will fail. It may be the hour you choose to forgive someone who does not deserve forgiveness. It may be the hour you choose to believe in yourself when the entire world has given up on you. These private victories matter just as much as public ones. Perhaps they matter more, because they are chosen freely, with no audience to applaud, no crowd to cheer, no recognition to be gained. They are pure. They are yours alone. This is what I mean when I say this could be your finest hour. I do not necessarily mean this will be the hour that defines you in the eyes of others. I mean this could be the hour that defines you in your own eyes. The hour when you finally respect yourself. The hour when you finally keep your promises to yourself. The hour when you finally become the person you always knew you could be. But let us speak plainly about what standing in your finest hour requires. It requires sacrifice, real sacrifice, not the Instagram version where you give up dessert for a week. I mean genuine sacrifice, the sacrifice of comfort, the sacrifice of security, the sacrifice of the known for the unknown. During the war, British families sacrificed their children, sending them away to safety. They sacrificed their homes, which were destroyed by bombs. They sacrificed their food, living on rations. They sacrificed their sleep, working night shifts in factories. They did this not because they wanted to, but because the alternative was slavery, because some things are worth sacrificing for. What are you willing to sacrifice for your finest hour? Are you willing to sacrifice your pride and admit you need help? Are you willing to sacrifice your comfort and do the hard work? Are you willing to sacrifice your current lifestyle to build the future you dream of? Are you willing to sacrifice popularity to maintain your integrity? If you are not willing to sacrifice anything, then you are not serious about your finest hour. You are serious about comfort. You are serious about ease, but you are not serious about greatness, and that is your choice to make. But understand this. A life without sacrifice is a life without meaning. A life where nothing is risked is a life where nothing is gained. Now let me tell you something that may surprise you. Your finest hour will not feel the way you think it will feel. You imagine it will feel triumphant, glorious, like soaring music and slow-motion victory. It will not. It will feel terrifying. It will feel overwhelming. It will feel like drowning. When I stood in Parliament in 1940 and told the nation we would fight alone, I did not feel heroic. I felt the crushing weight of responsibility. I felt the terror of knowing that millions of lives depended on decisions I would have to make. I felt desperately inadequate to the task before me. But I also felt something else. I felt alive, fully, completely, intensely alive, because there is something about standing at the edge of the abyss that clarifies everything. All the petty concerns fall away. All the trivial worries disappear. All that remains is what truly matters. Who are you? What do you believe? What are you willing to fight for? These are the questions your finest hour will ask you, and you must answer them not with words but with action, not with intentions but with decisions, not with someday but with today. This is the uncomfortable truth. Your finest hour is available to you right now, not tomorrow, not when you are more prepared, not when circumstances are better. Right now, today, this moment. The challenge you are facing right now could be your finest hour if you choose to meet it with courage. The obstacle you are confronting right now could be your defining moment if you choose to overcome it rather than avoid it. The fear you are feeling right now could be the doorway to your greatest achievement if you choose to walk through it. But you must choose, and you must choose now, because finest hours have an expiration date. They do not wait forever. The opportunity to be great in this particular moment will pass, and each time you decline the invitation to your finest hour, it becomes easier to decline the next one. Each time you choose comfort over courage, the neural pathways of comfort grow stronger. Eventually, if you are not careful, you become someone who no longer even recognizes the invitations. You become someone who has made peace with mediocrity. You become someone who has convinced yourself that your dreams were unrealistic, that your potential was overestimated, that settling is wisdom rather than surrender. I have seen this happen to so many people, bright, talented, capable people who once burned with ambition, people who were going to change the world. Then life got difficult, challenges arose, and instead of rising to meet them, they shrank back. They made excuses. They convinced themselves that their dreams were foolish. And now they live lives of quiet desperation, wondering what might have been if only they had been braver, if only they had tried. Do not become one of these people. Do not reach the end of your days with a heart full of regrets and a soul full of untried dreams. Do not let fear rob you of your finest hour, because here is what I know to be true. You are capable of so much more than you believe. You have so much more strength than you have shown. You have so much more courage than you have demonstrated. You have been playing small, living safe, avoiding risk, and part of you knows this. Part of you is desperate to break free. That part of you is correct. That part of you knows the truth. That part of you recognizes that you were not born for comfort and safety and predictability. You were born for this moment, for this challenge, for this fight. Let me tell you about a young pilot named Geoffrey Wellham. He was 19 years old when the Battle of Britain began. 19. He had less than 10 hours of flying experience in a Spitfire when he was sent into combat against the most experienced pilots in the German Luftwaffe. He was terrified. He was certain he would die. He was convinced he was not ready. But he flew anyway. Day after day, mission after mission, he climbed into that cockpit and flew into hell. And he survived. Not only survived, but excelled. He became one of the youngest Spitfire pilots to fly in the Battle of Britain. He shot down enemy aircraft. He protected his homeland. He became a hero. But here is what Geoffrey said years later. He said he never felt like a hero. He said he was simply doing what needed to be done. He said the fear never went away, but he learned to act in spite of it. He said his finest hour was not the moment he shot down an enemy plane. His finest hour was every morning when he chose to get back in the cockpit despite the fear. This is the truth about finest hours. They are not single moments. They are a series of choices, a string of decisions to keep going when quitting would be easier, a pattern of showing up when staying home would be safer, a habit of trying when failure is likely. Your finest hour is not a destination. It is a direction. It is a commitment to excellence regardless of circumstances. It is a refusal to be less than you are capable of being. It is a decision to meet each day with courage and each challenge with determination. So how do you know when your finest hour has arrived? Let me give you the signs. Your finest hour is here when you are more afraid than you have ever been, but you move forward anyway. Your finest hour is here when everyone tells you to quit, but something inside you refuses to surrender. Your finest hour is here when the logical choice is to play it safe, but your spirit demands that you bet on yourself. Your finest hour is here when you are standing at the edge of your comfort zone, knowing that everything you want is on the other side. If you recognize yourself in any of these descriptions, then pay attention. Your moment has arrived. The question is not whether you will face your finest hour. You will. Life guarantees that you will be tested. The question is whether you will recognize it when it comes, whether you will rise to meet it, whether you will become what the moment requires. I cannot promise you success. I cannot guarantee victory. I cannot assure you that everything will work out perfectly. What I can tell you is this: if you face your challenges with courage, if you refuse to surrender to your circumstances, if you commit to being your best even when your best seems insufficient, then regardless of the outcome, you will have lived well, you will have honored yourself, you will have discovered what you are made of, and years from now, when you look back on this moment, you will not regret that you tried. You will only regret it if you do not. So I ask you now, will you meet your finest hour? Will you rise to the occasion that life has presented to you? Will you discover what you are truly capable of? Or will you shrink back? Will you make excuses? Will you choose comfort over courage? The choice is yours. It has always been yours. No one can make you great. No one can force you to be brave. No one can compel you to pursue your potential. You must choose it. You must want it. You must decide that living fully is worth the risk of failing completely. And when you make that choice, when you step into your fear and meet your challenge and refuse to quit, then you will understand what I meant all those years ago. This was their finest hour, not because everything went perfectly, not because victory was easy, not because they were superhuman, but because when the test came, they did not hide. They did not run. They did not surrender. They stood, they fought, they endured, and in doing so, they became immortal. Your name may never appear in history books. Your deeds may never be celebrated with monuments. Your story may never be taught in schools. But if you meet this moment with courage, if you rise to this challenge with determination, if you refuse to be less than you are capable of being, then you will have achieved something far more valuable than fame. You will have become someone you are proud to be. You will have earned your own respect. You will have lived your finest hour. And that, my friends, is worth everything. Now go. Your finest hour is waiting.